Right. See what happens today. Let's see. Okay. Now, we've got a couple of things to do. So, hey YouTube, hey TikTok, what's going on? Let's see what TikTok does today because it's been shadow banning one of my posts. I haven't been able to post it. It's been really annoying. I tried to post a little stop motion of the three medieval cats, and it's shadow banning it for some reason. It's driving me nuts. Hi Yumi, how are you? Thank you. Got lots of little things going on here. So I'm going to try again later tonight. So I just posted just a picture reel, TikTok, I guess. See how that goes. I don't know what it is. I tried posting it like 7 times and it just does nothing. So I don't know if they've shadow banned it or what. I don't know. It's really frustrating. So that's my little story for today. Very frustrating. So I've put it back in my drafts, and yeah, I'm going to try and post it again tonight. I don't know what it is. It posted fine everywhere else, but the TikTok, it's just like shadow banned it. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to try and do some LEDs for the Demiguise commission. I do need to sculpt the hands at some point as well, but I want to get this head sorted out first. So I've got some LED strip light that I'm going to use to do some of the strips, obviously. And I think the best bet is to do it with hot glue. So I get my hot glue gun. Oh my God, get out of the way. Okay. So this hot glue gun melts really, really hot. So I'm only going to try and use it for a short amount of time because it starts getting really hot. It's like a heavy duty one. So just unwind it, detangle it, see how it goes. Oh. So I don't know what's going on with that post. It's really frustrating. I don't know what to do about it. It's like I spent all that time doing a stop motion for it and it just hasn't gone anywhere. So very, very frustrating. I don't know what it is. I think it might be the music, but I really want to use that music. Right. So this one I need to get right in there if I can. I'm going to try, hopefully, I'm going to turn it on so I can sort of keep an eye on it. See if I can shove it in there somewhere. Okay, a little bit of hot glue, hopefully it's hot enough. I don't know. And then this one here. So I'm going to try and put four. Maybe there. Probably not quite hot enough. Problem with this one is what? There we go. So I don't normally use hot glue, but for this one it's like an exceptional circumstance. So let's go for one here. There. Thanks for the likes, guys. I really hope my post is pushing out. I haven't like totally shadow banned me for some bloody reason. I don't know why. What would be the reasoning for it? Very frustrating. Just gonna turn the lights off to see. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So I got a couple of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I could probably do 5 each, right? So up there. So I'm trying to light up the eyes here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we need one maybe here. Yep. So glue it here. Try not to burn myself. Sorry, shaky hand. All right. All right, let's have a look at that. Hey, thanks for the follow. Let's turn the light off, see what that looks like. Oop. Okay. So I have to take the battery tack out when I go to send it because I can't really send batteries, and this is going to the States, I think, so I don't want it to get stuck in customs or anything. So yes. Now the top of the head, where are we? Just going to turn the light off again so I can see where this one's going to sit. There. Right. So just trying to cool it down a little bit so I can move on to the next ones. Anyway, so I'll try and post that video. I'm so frustrated about it. All right, next one. Just going to turn the light off, find another sweet spot. Up there. Okay, so this hot glue gun burns really warm, so it takes a little while for it to tack off, which is a bit annoying, but you know, is what it is. It's a really good hot glue gun though. But yeah, it just takes a while for it to start going hard again. So I've got a couple of things on the go at the moment. So I'll finish doing this these eyes, and then I'll start attaching all of the armatures to everything. What's happening here? Just quickly turn the lights off again, find another spot. Where can we go? Alright, you go under there. Makes it a little difficult. Undo. So I sculpted a Donnie Darko yesterday, Frank the Rabbit from Donnie Darko, which is going to be part of like just a personal sort of collection. So that's going to be fun. I think that's enough to get it out the back. Okay. Wasn't sure that I was going to use all 10 of these. All right, turn it off again, find a sweet spot. About there. Okay, about there. Very cool, people making sweet artwork. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. I don't think I'll ever stop making artwork. Keeps the old sanity, right? I think I'm just going to have to hold this here for a little while. One more LED. Sorry, turn the lights off again. I think there's probably the best bet. Yeah. There, huh? Right there. Mm. I think that's looking good. Okay. Oh, I lost the spot. Sorry, I lost the spot. The thing moved. Okay. Okay. All right, and then the cable will come out there at the back here. Hey, Mochaccino, how are you? Just working on some demodized commission. Got the lights that light up and down. Oh, on and off, I should say. All right. Now I'm wanting to make sure that they're going to stay in place. So I'm just going to put some overall hot glue. Make sure it sticks. Okay. And then I'm going to leave that to go a bit solid. Let's get aside. I'm going to take my glue gun out. All right, so that needs to cool down. Now I've got a couple of things. So the Stella's sea lion, which was baked, I think might be best to do it that way. All right. Okay, I'm going to make a little hole. Like that. And then I'm going to put epoxy sculpt all the way through on that one. So that's that. Epoxy sculpt this, that one. Not quite sure. This one. Epoxy sculpt that one too. Okay. So a couple of things in epoxy sculpt. So when I work with epoxy sculpt, I wear gloves. It is the medieval cat, one of them. That one. I tried to do a stop motion post today, but it wasn't. I don't know what's going on with TikTok. It's not pushing it out. It's really frustrating. So I'll try to post it again tonight. But it's just like this cute little stop motion with all three of them, and it's just so freaking frustrating. Hey, B-Bones, how are you? So I don't know if they've shadow banned something. I just did another post of pictures and see if that gets pushed out, but I don't know what's going on. Even this live is kind of crap, so yeah, it's very frustrating. I don't know what's happening with the TikTok. Not sure. Alright, so I got my epoxy sculpt. Just gonna open it quietly. So epoxy sculpt is a 2-part epoxy that you mix together in equal parts. These gloves are just a tad too small. So I haven't quite actually. So I'm working on a couple of things. So I got something in my eye. Working on the 2 commissions. So I've just put the LEDs inside the demo guy's head. So I'm just letting that glue dry. This is the Stellar Sea Lion, which is the commission. We've got the lion, so I'm just going to put the armature together of the lion. I like to do a couple of epoxy things at once. And I also sculpted, I don't know, it might be too old, but Frank the Rabbit from Donnie Darko, which is kind of like a little personal project. I wanted it to be like an Easter doll. So it's going to go on this action figure body that I use to customize things. So I'm going to just pop off this headpiece because I don't like that joint. I like this neck piece a bit better. See if that pops on okay. If I can't get it on. Oops. I have to get my partner to get it on. I don't remember it being this frustrating to get on. It's just not been a good posting day, right? Just gonna give this a tiny trim. Might be easy to get on. It's been a really frustrating day for social media. It's just awful. Really frustrating. I keep dropping it. that's on. Sorry, trying to get this neck piece on. I think that's on. Make sure it's not going to come off. So these action figure bodies, they have the choice of like different parts. So this is one type of neck piece, which I don't like. It's too short. And then you've got this neck piece as well, which is a bit longer. So we can stick it on there. Like that. That's going to be a cool doll. Oh my god. So yeah, I'm going to epoxy sculpt that onto it. Frank the Rabbit. So that gives me a bit more leeway to work with the head. I'll try and keep the durability of that, but I think that ball socket's on. I don't think it's coming off. Anyway, so we'll mix up some epoxy sculpt. Stuff everywhere. So the epoxy sculpt, again, it's a 2-part epoxy. So you just grab part A, part B. You can get it out. It's a bit sticky. Sometimes, which one's part? Part B can sometimes be a bit tricky to work with. TikTok is just really shitting me today. Jeez. Anyway, I'm not liking it today. Alright, now I've got to make sure they're equal parts. Look at this, I think I'm going to restart this TikTok. See if my post has actually done anything as well. Really awful day. And on release day. Hi Marmalade Moth. How are you? Epoxy sculpt. I'm going to quickly restart this TikTok. Okay. So I tried posting something else on TikTok and it worked. Like it's got views. But bloody hell, I want to post the video. Anyway, tired. What am I working on? All right, working on a couple of things. So I'm basically doing all the epoxy sculpt armature stuff for these dolls. I've got the Stella Sea Lion commission that I'm going to do the armature for. That needs to dry overnight for 24 hours before I can move on to actually constructing the rest of the doll. My lion as well, while it's here, I'm going to put the armature in that one. I just did the LEDs on the Demiguise commission, so I used a little bit of hot glue for that, so it's just drying. And then we've got Frank the Rabbit as well that I'm going to attach to. I'm going to attach to the action figure body. So a couple of little pieces of epoxy sculpt work. So this is kind of the parts that, like, you do one little bit and then you have to leave it to dry for 24 hours, so you can't like really do much on it. So it's kind of limbo mode at the moment, waiting for everything to dry. I do need to sculpt the Demiguise hands though. which, you know, I hate sculpting hands, and I need to do 2 hands and 2 feet for it. So, you know, hopefully it doesn't take me this long this time. So I'm just sort of trying to work in the epoxy sculpt so it's nice and mixed in. Normally I like using the white epoxy sculpt because you can tell like the marbling, but this one's a little bit harder. But the good thing about epoxy sculpt is it is, you can smooth it out with water, so that's always nice. So for the lion, I'm going to be using, which I don't know that's a good idea actually. I'm worried it's going to be, no, it should be fine. If it's not strong enough, I'll just pull it apart and use my bigger armature, which I don't want to, but I'm using my smallest armature. You connected mine with UV resin. Yeah, I did think about getting UV resin, but that's fine. I just use epoxy sculpt. Resins just a love-hate relationship with resins, especially UV resins. They're a bit stinky and, you know, resiny. Hey, thanks for the likes. All right, so this is it's going to be the male lion. So obviously I've sculpted the head a bit thinner, and then I'm going to be adding the mane with the faux fur. So I always have to take that into account, that it needs to be a bit thinner, because when I add the fur, it's going to bulk it up a bit. And if I make it too big, it will be too big. So you have to use a lot. Yeah, exactly. I used to use what do you call it? I forgot what it's called. Araldite, which is like another type of epoxy thing. It's like a 2-part. Thanks for follow. You mix it up 2-part, and it sets pretty quickly, but it's just a pain and messy. Hey, Zero Vulture, how are you? All right, so that's that one. It's nice and smoothed out with water. So that needs 24 hours to dry. Next, for some reason, this nose went a bit weird, so I'm just going to fill that with a teeny tiny bit. So this one needs quite a bit of resin, actually, epoxy sculpt actually. How was my day? Yeah, all right. You know, okay. TikTok's been giving me the SHITs. I tried to post a. I'm going to use the whole lot of this, I think, because it needs to go. Yeah, I tried to post a little stop motion that I did on TikTok, and for some reason it's just like shadow banned. So that's been really frustrating. This morning I've tried to post it about 7 times. I tried to re-edit it, tried to do all sorts of things, and it just not working for me. I actually think I need more than this. Could be the cat butt. It's only like a really tiny version of the cat butt. Hey Eric, how are you? Is it really, really tiny? Surely not. I think it might be the music. I don't know why. Because I posted lots of cat butts. But yeah, it's literally stuck at 0. Even when I used someone else's TikTok just to sort of boost the post, it still did nothing. So I don't know what's going on. We're at work, no problem. Thanks for stopping by anyway. Doing some prep work, I guess. Armature prep work. Not too exciting. Yeah, I don't know. It's just really frustrating. So I took it off, and I'll try and post it, tonight maybe. But it's supposed to be like a little stop motion for when the dolls went up for sale. And of course it doesn't work. And I tried to be careful not to word things that have like for sale, available, shop, anything like that. So I normally say up for grabs. So whether they've flagged that now or not, I don't know. It's very frustrating. So this epoxy sculpt, I have to do a bit. Something in my eye. I have to do a bit over this way so it attaches to both sides. So it's a bit of a big one. But cat's butt. Why would you sense the cat butt? Surely not. So this will be ready for painting, and tomorrow it'll be ready for painting. Oh, it's exciting. Because I don't have to sculpt anything else on this one. So yeah, so I can start putting it all together once it's dry, obviously. Okay, I need to mix up a little more epoxy sculpt. Just open it under here so it's not noisy. Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, it'd be nice if I could actually post something about them, that they're actually for sale, that they're up. It's been like such a big lead up to it, right? But yeah, going all the way to the States. So, Claude. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so like disappointing when you spend all that time doing it stop motion for it and then it just gets shadow banned. Hopefully, I don't want to change the music either because I really like the music that I chose for it, but it's so frustrating. Thanks for the likes. All right, I'm trying to get a chunk out of here without breaking my nails. This part B is way stickier than the other ones. I go through so much of this too. Alright, so we want equal parts. What do we think? Let me lift this up a little bit so you guys can see properly what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm altering. Not really. I tried doing like a different section of the song. It's just a classical song though. It's not like it's a, I don't know, maybe it's been used as something before that TikTok doesn't like. I tried like shortening the video by like a nanosecond, but I don't know. Different hashtags, different words, different everything. It still blocks it. So it's very frustrating. It hasn't, I mean, it doesn't every now and again to certain videos. I don't know what it is. I can't work it out. I Google it and a couple of different reasons, but it's not anything obvious what it is. So I don't know. Don't know what to tell ya. I posted it on everywhere else though. So I'm just grabbing a little bit of water so it's a little bit easier to mix together. Sometimes it can get quite sticky. So adding a little bit of water just sort of brings it more malleable, I guess. It doesn't stick to your gloves as much until the water starts drying. So we'll see. I posted some pictures of Sir Claude and that worked fine. I pushed it out. Hey, thanks for the shares and likes. So that one pushed it out. I don't know. Something about the video. It's such a cute video too. Let's see. I'll keep trying. I suppose I could try with a different song, see if that makes a difference. I don't want to use another song though. Alright, so you can't quite tell the marbling, if there's any marbling with these ones, but I think it's looking good. A little more water. Alright, I'm just going to do the other section of here. I think we're all mixed in. So get a chunk off, probably not that much. Don't know what you're doing. Alright. Just roll it. I'm going to add it here. So I really want to do this quite thick because I don't want it to come off at all. So I've got some water to smooth it on. I think that should be okay. That's quite a lot of epoxy sculpt. I don't normally go ham like that, but this is quite a heavy head, so we need it a little bit more sturdy, I think. Alright. So we'll leave that to dry overnight. Now, I need to put some more epoxy sculpt on this one. It needs to be quite thick. And the Frank the Rabbit as well. Oh, thanks. A little bit of epoxy sculpt. Probably don't need that much, but yeah, I don't think I need that much. Try and keep this movable. So actually, this one, a bit of water. So basically, trying to create that skull underneath. This back of the head is going to be covered with fur anyway, so husk on. Paws, how are you? Just trying to attach my Frank the rabbit head. I'm trying to keep the posability of the rest of that, the neck. So I don't want to cover any of this detailing, so I have to be too careful about it because I'm going to cover this with fur anyway. So I'm going to try and leave that to dry. I don't want to let it go because I don't want it to fall off and break the ears. So I'm going to let that dry overnight. Oh, it's looking good. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. Where am I going to leave this? Over here. Okay, just going to leave that there to dry. This to dry. Alright, and then the rest I'm going to put on here. And then it's time. Maybe I'll make some armatures for the hands. Alright, so we want this to be very thick and sturdy. So lots and lots of epoxy sculpt. So I don't normally make the joints like this. It's because the bigger armature doesn't have a male to female joint, so I have to attach a male to male joint, which is really annoying. I don't know why. Why wouldn't they make it? Anyway, so I need to basically fashion a joint out of epoxy sculpt. We make it work. But it just means I have to make that epoxy sculpt really thick so it dries solid and won't break. All right, I think that's good. Neaten up. All right, that's the joint. Leave that to dry. Also overnight. Okay. So I think that's it for the armature stuff. Oh. It's like impossible to get off sometimes. Thank you for the likes. Try not to turn it inside out because I don't want to turn it inside out again. Alright. Whatever. Is what it is. Okay. Is this dried okay? I think that's pretty sturdy. So that's enough for it to come out the back. Like so. Turn it on. Light up eyes. It's probably more light coming out the back, but alright, so that's good to go. Good. Right. So maybe we make the hands Denver guy's hands. Denver guy's hands, they're quite big. Don't think I'm going to start sculpting. I'm just going to open it in Photoshop. Like that. All right. Now I'm using armature wire, 16 gauge, whatever that is. Armature wire. I don't really like using this one, it's quite thick. So I like using slightly thinner armature. That doesn't matter. Leftover stuff. All right, so I've got a reference image here. So just twisting that wire. Is there another reference image? It's really hard to find a reference image of these things because it's just any reference images. I don't know why. It's terrible. Okay, so when I do one, then I don't have to look at the reference again. I can just okay, and then so there, slightly longer. Slightly longer. So I'll twist these. Done. Next one. Next one. Look at our own fingers. Making armatures isn't the most exciting part. Still got something in my eye too. pinch the end. There's no like right or wrong way to make armatures either. So whatever works. Whatever works. Got 3. And then that will be the rest of the hand. Oops. Oh, hopefully I have enough oil. That would be really annoying if I don't. Got some more wire over there, so we'll work it out. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 3, 4. Work out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the pinky, so go smaller. Should have started with the thumb, which I haven't, which is my bad on my behalf. That's okay. I can just go around. The rest. 2, 3, 4. I don't like how long that is. Undo the pitch. See if I can undo that bit. Up there. Okay. It doesn't matter about that little bit because it's going to be covered in clay anyway. Just flatten it down like that. All right, now the thumb. Don't know if I've got enough. I think so. Do we have a picture of the thumb? Let's see. Even though I've sculpted this before, still good to have some reference pictures. Should be fine. I'm going to wrap it with some foil anyway, so it'll be a bit thicker. All right, so that is one hand. Give that a snip. Okay. Alright, how much I'm making. Not fun. Not exciting, sorry guys, but we need to do it. Just wrapping this around. This armature is quite thick too, so you know, sometimes sometimes it makes it a bit hard. Anyway, so that's our hand armature. Hopefully that's not too big actually. Oh, which I think it might be just a tad big. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. There's one hand. One hand. All right. Next one. So I'll just model this off the other one that I just did. Caught it. That could have been a disaster. Alright, so Claude, let's get you fixed up. I mean, not so Claude. Duke of Whiskers, let's get you fixed up. Alright, in the way. Okay. Pinch. Twist it. Now, that is that one. Okay. Then I have to do 2 feet after this. The feet are a little bit, I wouldn't say more difficult, but just a different shape, I think. One, a bit more. Alright. Now there. So because these are so big, it does need to have an armature built into it. Otherwise, it's just impossible to sculpt anything and for it to keep shape. So what we have to do is add an armature to the inside of it. It needs a structure. Alright. Yeah. Bring it down. Okay. Pinch this. Okay, let's twist it around. I'll end up attaching it to the ball and socket armature using some epoxy sculpt, of course. And we'll take it from there. Okay. So that's basically two hands. Roughly the same size. Then my two hand armatures. I will add aluminium foil to it before I start sculpting over the top of it. Yeah, for the feet. The feet are very similar, but they're a bit thicker and a bit stubbier, if that makes sense. So I'm going to model it off this, but it's going to be a bit stubbier. Yeah. There, the toe. I'll do it about here. Okay. No, wrong way. Oops. This way. We've got the little toe and the big one. They're roughly all the same size anyway, so hopefully I have a little bit, just enough, I don't know. So they've got 4 toes and a big toe. So there, little toe. We've got here, got that big toe. big chonkito. Now, this one has to go upwards like that. So I'll cut this off here. Alright, yeah, I reckon that is about good for the foot. So that's good for the foot. One more foot. That's all the armature. That's all the armature. I think I'll start sculpting on those tomorrow, maybe. And then for the rest of the live, I might do some sewing on my chameleon. I think I'll have enough. Longer one. Like that. I'm just trying to do this armature pretty quickly. Right, now we've got I've got just enough. Right. No. Just enough. Okay, so it needs to go this way, two sides. Is that a bit shorter? Alright, so I'm going to cut that off. That here. That used up pretty much for all of that wire. compare it. Shape it. Alright, so that is probably the armature for the legs. I'll get some alloy foil at some point and just cover it all, and then maybe tomorrow I'll do some sculpting on that, but that's good. That's good, that's done. So this is what I like to work on, like a couple of things at once, because there's just bits and pieces that you do and then you have to wait, and then you do and you have to wait. So most of the things I'm just waiting. But my little chameleon that I haven't worked on in a while. It's been on the back burner. All right. Now, we want to sew you here to you. Triori. All right. Let's do some sewing. Where's my needle? This one here. All right. Now, thread. So it'd be nice to actually start getting some things done on this one. My long-awaited chameleon. Yes, probably should do the sculpting on the demo guys tomorrow. Just trying to plan my day for tomorrow. My free hour and a half. My free hour and a half. I really want that stop motion to work. It's been like consuming my whole morning. Anyway, is what it is, I guess. See what happens. It's just so nice and chaotic. Chaotic cat fam. Right. Now, I'm using a ladder stitch to sew this up, and I need to do it really small so the seam line just fits together nicely. Because if you do the stitch too big, it sort of starts pulling, and we don't want that. So we want really tiny stitches, which takes longer obviously, but it has a better finish, I think. I would like to do another snake at some point this year, in the next couple of, I don't know, months or weeks. I'm thinking maybe like a purple one or some, I don't know. I was going to use that same gold fabric that I used for that other snake that I made, except I coloured that red. Been trying to find like fake snake skin, but it's really thick, and it's thick vinyl, and I don't think it's going to work that well for an art doll. I think it's going to restrict the posability a lot, and I don't think it's a good idea to use vinyl. And I can't for the life of me find a fabric that would work. So that's kind of why I haven't done any more snakes, which is a bit frustrating. Okay. So tiny stitches here. Nice little chameleon. So the paint that I was going to use for adding scale work onto the body, I bought like a paint, like a texture paint, puffy paint by the brand Tulip. And the bloody thing has a cancer warning on it. So I messaged the company and I'm like, hey, why? Because it's, mind you, branded as non-toxic, non-hazardous. So I messaged the company and I'm like, hey, what's the deal with this label? Because I don't want to use that. And I don't want to sell dolls with that on it. And they're like, oh, I don't know. I'll go speak to my general manager about it. So it's got like this substance in it that's like super toxic. And I was like, what? Get that out of my life. And I'm like, you can't brand your paint as non-toxic then? That's crazy. So by the sounds of it, it's like a plastic, I think, like a plastic compound or something. I Googled it. And I think that's what makes the paint it's like textured, is this compound. But yeah, no, thank you. So I bought like 6 packs of it and I didn't know. Hey, Wolves, how are you? So yeah, it's just like sitting here. I'm just going to launch it. I think I'm not going to even bother anything with that. Just get out of my life. So that's crazy that they've branded something as non-hazardous and non-toxic, and it's just like not true. Non-toxic, exactly. It's this stuff. Look, it's this puffy paint. So if you've got any of this puffy paint, chuck it out. There's like a tiny little cancer warning on the back here. I was reading the instructions and I saw it. Oh, sorry, it's a bad reflection. And I saw it and I was like, what is that? But yeah, when I asked them, and she got back to me, she's like, oh, it's just a tiny amount. Come on. Well, the fact that the worker didn't even know. Give me a refund. Well, the thing is, I got it off my wholesaler. So it's not their fault. They're just a supplier. It's the company's fault. Yeah. It's nuts. They can't have that on there. They can't market that as non-toxic and non-hazardous. It's like, I don't know, that I forgot what the compound's called. I've got it in an email, but when I Googled it, it's like really bad. It's really bad. What's wrong? What's the question, Hero? Yeah, well, I mean, it's got the label on it, but obviously it'll take repeated exposure to it. But like when I was looking at it, how to use it, like, people on YouTube were using it. What happened? So the chameleon doll that I'm working on, I had an idea of using, there's this certain paint called Puffy Paint by the brand Tulip. I'll show you. It's this one here. This one here, it's got like it's supposed to be marketed as non-toxic, non-hazardous, and it sort of, when it dries, it still has a bit of a dome. So I wanted to use it for the scales on the chameleon on the body. So I bought all that, and then as I was reading the instructions, it has like a little cancer label on it, and I messaged the company and I was like, hey, what's the deal with this cancer warning? She was like, I don't know. I'll ask my general manager, because all our stuff is non-toxic, non-hazardous. I'm like, yeah, okay. And she got back to me with what was actually in it, like the compound that warranted that warning. And so I Googled it, and she's like, oh, but it's only a really small amount. I Googled it, and it's like the most toxic thing I've ever read. Repeated exposure can alter your DNA, all that sort of stuff. And I was like, whoa. So don't buy any of that. Because obviously I don't want to use it, and I don't want that on my dolls to sell to someone. So that was that idea out the door. But yeah, just the fact that they market it as non-toxic and non-hazardous, it's crazy. So if you have any of that paint, don't use it, or any of that brand. Chuck it out. Hang on, I think there's someone at my front door. Give me a second. No, it was just a delivery. Yeah, so yucky. So Tulip brand. I haven't looked at any of their other stuff, but I've got like 6 bottles of it here, which is really annoying that I'm like just going to launch. I don't want that. I don't want that here. I forgot what the actual substance is called. It's like, it sounds like it's a plastic that, like a man-made plastic chemical that makes the paint like kind of dry as a solid, if that makes sense. No problem. I think it's an American brand. I think it's from California. So yeah, crazy. But yeah, I'm just going to launch that, which is a shame. So no puffy scales. No puffy scales on the chameleon, unfortunately. I've never seen that. Like, it's such a tiny little label on there too. So normally in Australia they have like logos, certain logos. So it's like if it's toxic like that or like bad for the environment, they've got like a couple of little logos. So one is like a dead fish and a dead tree as like it's toxic for the environment. Obviously, I think the chemical burn one with the hand and something else, can't remember. Are there no other brands you could get? Not really. I mean, I'd say they'd probably have the same compounds in it to get that puffiness. I thought about using just glue, but I don't know if the glue is going to dry as a dome. I mean, it's not a big deal. It was just sort of an idea to get that texture. Follow me to give gifts. Why don't you just give the gift? You give the gift and then I'll follow. So yeah, don't know. So many like scammos on TikTok, right? Yeah, I could try Mod Podge in like a little squeezy thing. That might work. I think Mod Podge dries flat though. I don't think it keeps the dome. I could actually do, I don't know if it'll work, but like a gesso sort of medium that might keep a dome effect because it's quite thick. That might possibly work. I could put it in like a little, you know how you can get those. The reason why I got those puffy things is because the bottle, it has like a little squeezable tip and you can sort of squeeze it. But yeah, I'd have to buy. I could do a syringe without obviously the needle on it. I could get a syringe and do that, but yeah, definitely on a scrap piece. Got lots of those. So yeah, I mean, I've got all the time in the world to do experimenting on a chameleon, but I just didn't want to buy a whole bottle of gesso either. But I think that would work. Or like some kind of medium, acrylic medium might work well. I don't know where you get syringes these days, chemist, I guess. Okay. So I guess that's an option. Gesso to the rescue. Mod Podge maybe. I've got a whole bottle of it. I don't actually think it. I just want a little bit of texture, right? Not a huge bit. Like probably. I think I have a syringe here. I've got syringes here actually. I think small ones. Should I do a test now? Now that it's fresh in my head with the Mod Podge. I sneeze. Yeah, awful. I've got them on my desk here too, this stuff. And the thing is, I opened one of them too, and then read the labels. I was like, ah. And then watching the poor people on YouTube use it as well, and they're touching it, and So like by the sounds of it, you apply some heat to that puffy paint, and it's sort of supposed to, I don't know, puff up, I guess. I think that's how you're supposed to use it. I don't know, but yeah, apply heat to that. Imagine the fumes. Oh god. Yeah, sort of been racking my brain how to do some scale work for this one, because chameleon scales are surprisingly all really uniform, and they're literally just like a row. Maybe I'll finish this and see. I mean, I'm not going to be able to get to it for a while anyway, so it's not a big deal. Lots of little projects on the go. But yeah, guess, priority is doing these commissions and getting that bloody video to work. TikTok, thank you. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, what else is there? They don't even have a label on because they haven't deemed it anything. They've deemed it non-toxic, non-hazardous. So they don't even bother. Surely there's like some kind of testing, going on. Well, I guess that's just always read the labels because you might find a small cancer warning on it. So it'd be nice to be able to, like, try and cover some of these seams. The seams are just, it's just, you're going to have a seam on here. You can't escape that fact. You can sew it up as best as possible, but, you're still going to have a seam on it. So I wanted to sort of, try and cover it a little bit or blend it in a little bit using that paint as well. And then, yeah, obviously I'm going to airbrush. I'm going to airbrush this whole doll to try and match the head. Hopefully it turns out okay. It'll obviously have different sort of patterns on it, but I think I'm going to go yellow striping in the middle with teal, bit of teal, and obviously this lime green colour. So I'm just trying to follow like the natural sort of seam and fold here. And just sort of starting from where the last one ended. So that's how I'm trying to get a nice even seam here. I still have a bit of sculpting to do as well for the female lion. Obviously that's very much on the end of the queue. But yeah, I'll do the two lions together. It'd be fun to do some stop motion with the lions as well because they are smaller dolls, so hopefully they're a little bit easier to manage. Been enjoying doing the stop motion. It's a bit fiddly, like that one that I've been trying to load. I spent maybe like half an hour trying to do 5 seconds, a 5-second video, literally 5 seconds, for TikTok to not push it out. So I did like one take and I didn't like it, and then I started another take and came up with like a different sort of storyline, which is funny. It's very chaotic though. Anyway, I loaded a new video though, Sir Claude, how I made Sir Claude, on my YouTube. I'll do a short for my TikTok. I don't have any sculpting or much sculpting video though, because it was literally an experiment that I didn't think I was going to do. So I didn't actually record it. The other ones I did though. All right, stitch here. Just gonna tie this up. All right. Now, take these off. Is that enough fabric? Now, oh, thank you for tofu. Much appreciated. All right, now we want does right. There's someone at my front door again. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Someone at my door. Yeah, Medigliana. All right. So, well, that was a nice little bit finished. What's the time? Okay, so I'm just gonna tie this off, and then I'm gonna have to leave it there for today. But this is my little chameleon. Oh, it's cute. Isn't that cute? Anyway, I'll finish sewing that when I sew. When I get the chance. All right, so tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some painting on the Stella Sea Lion. So I'll paint, this is such a heavy doll. Hopefully it's not too heavy. Yeah, I'm going to paint all the pieces that need to be painted. I might be able to construct the body as well. So that's that for that one. Also, the demiguise doesn't need any painting. So that should be good to put together. I'll need to do some sculpting on the demiguise hands. So I'll try and get some of that done tomorrow too. And Frank the Rabbit also. Frank the Rabbit, hopefully that'll be dry by tomorrow and we'll see how that goes. And yeah. The which face is horrifying? This one here, the demiguise. Yeah, I do more like a face plate for this one. So it's got LEDs in it, and yeah, so I'll have to put this all together. Normally I do the whole head. So I got Frank the Rabbit as well. So I don't know if you're familiar with Donnie Darko, but I'm doing a Frank. So I've attached the head to that body, waiting for it. It's going to dry overnight. Got my lion as well. So lots of little things. Stellar sea lion. Lots of things. Anyway, YouTube, thank you for joining me. Tomorrow I'll do a stream as well from about 12:30 till 2 again. So, all right, I'll catch you guys on